Hello, Rejects! Greg here.
John here.
So Greg and John have had a very long day. We went on Hit or Miss Movies channel. That was about an hour away from us. And then we were there for a couple hours, like 3 or 4 hours. And then we immediately went to Bloomhouse, got to shake hands with Bill Moseley. And then now we finally got back. And Joe Lynch.
And Joe Lynch.
Director
Joe Lynch.
He took a picture of my shirt. It was awesome. After hours and hours in traffic, we are going to watch the Dunkirk trailer.
Yeah.
Finally, been getting a lot of requests to watch this throughout the day.
Christopher Nolan.
Most I know about Dunkirk is that it was a battle in France during World War II. Third Tom Hardy movie he's done.
No.
Warner Brothers. Guaranteed no monetization. Ooh.
The enemy tanks have stopped. Why? Why waste precious tanks when they can pick us off from the air like a fish in a barrel? There are 400,000 men on this beach.
Talking about Kenneth Branagh. Oh, shit.
Oh.
What's going on there?
He's coming back round. He's coming back round!
Huh. Good summer fun.
Where are we going?
Killian.
Dunkirk.
Look back.
There's no hiding from this sun. We have a job to do. If we go there, we'll die.
Hope is a weapon.
There he is.
You can practically see it from here.
What?
Home.
Oh boy. Oh, it's been a while since I've seen a war film.
I saw Hacksaw Ridge
I know, I
like
haven't
a
seen
month
that
ago.
yet.
I was not that blown away by the trailer.
Why?
I don't know. It doesn't really. It seems kind of conventional. I don't know how to put it. Like, this feels like a cinematic war movie. There seems to be a lack. I mean, it's just one trailer. It's a 2-minute trailer out of, I'm sure, a Nolan war epic. But in terms of
2 hour, 45-minute movie.
it's gonna, and it's like a lot of it's on IMAX as well. It feels very much like a movie to me. And for some reason, when I go to like watch war films, I'm looking for more of a stronger sense of realism. I don't know how to quite put it into words. I was expecting to be like really blown away or something, but this kind of just looks like it looks conventional, like a conventional World War II flick in a lot of ways.
I don't know how much you can change the stylistic underpinnings of a World War II movie. I feel like this is a genre, unless you're going to go Tarantino about it, but even Tarantino restrained at least a little bit in some ways for Inglourious Bastards. This to me is definitely a more grounded, more restrained looking Christopher Nolan film. But at this point in his career, I kind of like that he's going in that direction, because ever since he got Batman Begins, it's been a steady escalation upwards. Every movie's gotten bigger and more crazy. We had the 3 Dark Knight films, then we had this crazy sci-fi thing with Inception, then we had the fucking universe with Interstellar. And so, like, for me, I'm excited to see him come and do a World War II epic, because this is a genre that I feel like each filmmaker leaves a stamp on. Like, World War II movies all feel like they belong on the same shelf to me for the most part. Every single one I've seen, every war movie from that era, I feel like every filmmaker who touches it brings something to it. So I'm interested to see what his take on World War II looks like, because it is going to be more restrained than a lot of his stuff. And the thing about this trailer is I get the sense like something tells me that young guy is probably going to be our main protagonist, because even though this says Tom Hardy movie, I feel like that's a little misleading for a Nolan movie, because they're always ensemble pieces, you know, like we're going to get to know a little bit of Tom Hardy, Cillian Murphy, I'm sure we'll get to know Kenneth Branagh, like we'll see the war from all these different guys' perspectives. I feel like this is a swing back to what I like about Nolan in terms of storytelling and character stuff, I hope. All I'm getting from this trailer is this is going to be a World War II movie where you're going to be in it with them. You're going to live kind of an approximation of these situations that they were in and what life. I get the sense that this will be a little more realistic. It seems like a more naturalistic.
I feel like, yeah, it's a more toned down Nolan film, but I don't know. I guess I was expecting more in some capacity.
I'm almost happy that it's not crazy. Because that was my problem with Interstellar, is like sometimes it reaches a bit too far for me, for my taste. And so this is like, okay, seeing him come back and doing, you know, something more restrained now. I guess exciting, because this is a movie that, like, yeah, the trailer is probably not going to be crazy, but I feel like this is a movie where the subtleties of actually being there and really getting into it could be incredible. Because this is the first, and we're going to see this on IMAX, which is more of a form thing and not so much a story thing. I know from experience, I've found lots to like about each one of his movies, and I know from experience that those IMAX sequences are probably going to be enormous, incredible, you know?
Let me just watch the trailer again. I just watched the trailer again. And watching the trailer again, I did notice a lot more in the framing and the shots, and there's some great shots in this still.
And you can tell they got a lot of people, like, you know,
there's a lot of attention to detail in a lot of these framings, you know.
No one does practical as much as possible, and that's always the least impressive.
From what I understand, the Battle of Dunkirk is such a vital part to World War II. And and so I know how alone telling a Dunkirk story could be very important and necessary and worth everyone's time. With that being said, though, just from this only 2-minute brief glimpse into this movie, it looks like a lot of other war movies to me. And it kind of feels more like it's going to be Nolan's war action movie than war epic, of terms of like emotion and story.
I don't get action movie more than epic in this. I mean, I get the sense that there will be battle and it will be violent.
I have a feeling I'm going to like the movie.
Human vibe.
I feel like I'm going to like the movie a lot more than this trailer, though. I can tell you that much.
Does he cut his own trailers?
I don't know.
Or something, because his trailers always have a certain signature to them, it seems like, as well. Even the teaser that they showed with just the guys on the boat, like,
yeah,
like that seemed like a very Nolan-y teaser. Like, you can surmise a lot about this movie. You know, you can guess based on previous experience.
And that's the thing, it's 2 minutes, and it's moving along fast. The Dunkirk teaser I really love, because that was like taking a moment out of a scene.
Yeah.
And I found that incredibly effective. The teaser of that scene had more of an emotional, like, rawness to it than any of this trailer to me, and I guess that's what's missing for me, is this trailer makes it feel more like a summer war movie in a lot of ways to me. It doesn't feel like it's going to be heavy or impactful enough to have fallen into like a November, December release.
And it might not be.
That's just a trailer to me. And they might have just made it in summer because it's fucking Christopher Nolan, you know?
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. Is maybe more people will see this, you know, because they know it's you.
Yeah,
because he seems to be the guy right now who can push a blockbuster
out of anything.
Much higher proportions out of anything. I'm curious too, because I mean, Nolan I think he's like a master filmmaker in a lot of ways. I've heard various arguments over the subtext in several of his films, and a lot of people think that at least, even though he's intelligent, he could be more refined or more intelligent, or he could tie up some of his metaphors better. I get that complaint of maybe it will be more of a physical experience. Maybe it'll be really breathtaking to see and visceral to experience, but maybe not so deep in terms of human substance.
That's what this trailer had me concerned about. My point, though, is I think I'm going to be completely wrong. Yeah. Like, I don't actually believe the movie will turn out that way. Like I said, it's probably going to be a 2.5 hour, probably 2 hours, probably 3 hours. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a 3-hour epic. Yeah. It's, you know, Nolan has the capability to do that now. I'm pretty sure I will be like, yeah, that was just a trailer like I thought. Like,
well, yeah, and this to me, especially having seen it twice now, it's like it does seem like it's got one of every kind of moment. Like, there are a bunch of, okay, here's a really striking you know, breathtaking image. Okay, the locked on, like the door sliding shut, like,
Yeah.
you know, here's, you know, a very intimate moment with the men. Here's something weird, like that thing where he walks into the water.
Yeah.
I thought that was Kenneth Branagh, but
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
looked like him.
Like that's a weird kind of one of those strange war movie moments. So like this has a lot of moments, and yeah, just not much context for any of them aside from the history. But we don't know who the characters are specifically. You know, we don't.
See, and I feel like with a true war story, that I would want that in the trailer. I know Nolan's films or his trailers, they don't really give you a lot of what I'm asking for to see, which is like the plot and story and all that.
I know what this looks like.
Yeah.
I know what this movie's gonna
Yeah.
look like, and I know what the tone's gonna be.
Yeah.
I don't know anything else.
Yeah, and I would like to see.
Aside from
I wouldn't
history.
mind seeing some of that, and like if they do another trailer, which of course they will. Like I said, that's just my thoughts about the trailer. I'm more than positive I'm going to be completely wrong when I see the actual piece.
Maybe they left a lot of the story out of this trailer because they want people to actively go and research history.
Yeah.
A lot of comments say that it's very underwhelming, and I don't know about that because I feel like the trailer has to match its film. I feel like we're used to getting mind-blowing shit from Christopher Nolan, and
Yeah.
we're used to going, oh shit, especially after his trailers. And like, I don't think this is the kind of a movie that you can exactly do that with. But it is a genre that I would love to see Christopher Nolan tackle.
I mean, don't get me wrong. This feels very like atmospheric.
Yeah.
You know, and I like that, and I'm sure tone and visual flair will be there. And you know what? Like I like all of his films. There hasn't been one Nolan film I haven't liked.
Yeah, I always
know?
always more on the liking side, even if some of them
even
are
if there's something that's
problematic,
kind of
you know?
debatable for me, I still tend to like it a lot. You know.
I'm still walking out going like there
Yeah.
are some things that are gonna stick with me, and there's some moment like I've never seen one of his films where there hasn't been some moment
Yeah.
of brilliance. You know,
Yeah,
some-
exactly.
Even Interstellar, like just
Exactly.
recently, like has some moments that I think are incredible. Still,
Yeah.
you know, he is an auteur, and I do like that he's doing what
Yeah.
he does. You know,
And I'm sure this film will feature that, and he doesn't like to give away his best stuff in the trailers. So you know, that is.
imagine that.
Imagine that. Who does that?
I thought she was with you.
I thought you were supposed to shoot stuff. All right, guys, what did you think of the Dunkirk trailer? Were you a little underwhelmed? Were you super high and positive about it? Put your comment, type that shit. I'm gonna give my fucking opinion. Everyone must know.
Call the government.
Fuck you, rejects, for not loving it the way I love it. Fuck you, Greg.
I'm gonna get it tattooed on my face and send you a picture every day.
If you're new to the channel, you can subscribe today. John.
Get accepted.
His reasons to Jerry, Instagram and Twitter, Facebook.com/TheRealRejects, and Bloomhouse's social media. He's in charge of that shit as well.
Sweet.
Shout out to Crystal. Crystal is a subscriber, and she's a lovely lady. A beautiful Puerto Rican lady. Crystal's a fan of the channel, and I told her I'd give her a proper shout out one of these days.
All right.
So here's your proper shout out, Crystal.
Proper shout out to
Crystal, you stay beautiful on the inside and the outside.
and on the middle,
The outside is...
and the barriers in between.
Sometimes, most men might consider that most important. This guy, though, maybe lean a little bit more towards most important. Sure. No.
Winning
no.
points.
No, stay on the inside, beautiful. You can get fat and ugly on the outside all you want. But as long as you're beautiful on the inside, you're gonna be okay, Crystal.
I think you should feel good about both of them.